All right, ladies and gents, welcome to lesson 2. Okay, in lesson 2, we are going to continue to explore those same concepts that we did with lesson 1, but we're going to expand those a little bit more. Okay, we're going to really focus in on that concept of unit rate, and this time apply it to see if things are proportional. Okay, a huge concept for lesson 2, and again for the rest of this packet, is that order matters. So I want you to, up at the top of your paper, write down order matters. Okay, because that is going to be huge. We have to make sure that we are reading properly. Okay, so we're going to work through just a couple examples here. For example 1, a new self-serve frozen yogurt store opened this summer, and it sells its frozen yogurt at a price based upon the total weight of the yogurt and the toppings in a dish. So each member of Isabel's family weighed the dish, and this is what they found. Okay, and we have to figure out if the cost is proportional to the weight. Notice cost comes first, so that's what we're going to be talking about. Okay, so they discovered that if it was 12.5 ounces, it cost them $5. A 10-ounce dish costs $4. A 5-ounce dish costs $2, and an 8-ounce dish costs $3.20. Okay, so again, we want to know if the cost is proportional to the weight. In order to do that, we have to check each and every one of these and make sure that we get that same unit rate every single time. Okay, so I'm going to start writing out some proportions, keeping in mind that cost has to come first. Okay, so my first proportion is 5 to 12.5. And you'll notice I'm writing them as a fraction because I want to have a unit rate at the end, and I'm going to do that with a decimal form, and I already know that I can simplify a fraction because a fraction doubles as division. I can divide through with a calculator, so that's why I am writing it this way. Okay, so 5 over 12.5, 4 over 10, 2 over 5, 3 2/10 over 8. Okay. I'm going to take each and every one of my fractions now, and again, these are ratios written as a fraction. It's comparing two numbers. This does not mean less than 1. Okay. And I'm going to divide through those fractions. When I do that, when I take 5 divided by 12.5, I get 4/10. My next fraction, 4/10, is 4/10. 2/5 is also 4/10. And then if I take 3.2 and divide it by 8, I again get 4/10. You will notice that each of these decimals are the same. Okay? When all of these are the same, and we have that same unit rate, okay, we refer to it as a constant rate. That tells me that it truly is proportional. Okay, so to answer the question, is it proportional? We would say yes, the cost is proportional to the weight. Okay, we're going to look at example 2 and determine if in the back of this recipe book, where it has info about ounces to cups, we're going to determine if the ounces are proportional to the cups. Okay? And if you remember from lesson 1, when we write a ratio, we cannot use zeros for both of the numbers. So I'm going to skip this first 0, 0. And I'm going to jump straight to the 4 and the 1/2. Okay? Again, I'm going to write it in a fraction representation of a ratio. Okay, it's okay that I have a fraction in the bottom. I can still divide with that. Okay, so 4 to 1/2, 8 to 1, 12 to 1.5, 16 to 2. I'm going to then divide through each of these fractional ratio and determine if I have the same unit rate over and over again. 4 divided by 1/2 is 8. 8 divided by 1 is 8. 12 divided by 1.5 is 8. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So because all of my unit rates are the same, it is going to be proportional. Okay? Because I have that constant or that same unit rate, this is going to be proportional. So the ounces are proportional to the cups.